life can be confusing sometimes. But the one thing that I know for sure, that no matter how much life might stress me out, I can always eat away the pain. Let's see, what have I eaten in the past 20 minutes? I had a salad, because I'm healthy. And I also had some leftover pizza, some M&M's, some pudding, and now some cherry sours. I've also got some gummy bears over there calling my name as soon as I get done filming this. I have problems. Food solves all of them. Also, I totally missed it last week because Skylar Diggins played her first game. And I didn't watch a single game over the weekend. And I just completely missed her name in the box score. Y'all need to call me out on my shit, okay? I'm gonna make mistakes. If you don't point them out to me, how am I supposed to know that I made them? How am I supposed to grow? Let me grow. Let me grow! Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nneka, and this is WNBA Weekly, the show where twice a week, usually on Mondays and Fridays, I talk about things that have happened recently in the association and things that I'm looking forward to in the upcoming days. I am not on top of my game right now. There was a lot of great action in the league this week. Starting on Tuesday, you had the Atlanta Dream. They had a big game. 4 players in double figures, led by 27 from Tiffany Hayes. They played against the Liberty, who, Tina Charles was carrying the team. She was the only player to play over 40 minutes. And she had a double-double. Of course, it's Tina Charles. And she led the team in every category except rebounds, where she was second by like a single board. She did everything she could to carry this team, yet for the second week in a row, or for the second game in a row, the Liberty lose in overtime. Then that night you had the Sky, Fualkner. She had a double-double. She was one of 3 players in double figures. But the Sparks, they had 5 people in double figures. Kristi Toliver had a double-double. Candace and Nneka were both a rebound short of a double-double each. And the Sparks, they keep their record completely untarnished, moving on to 4-0. Then on Wednesday, only one game, but it was huge. You had the Mercury versus the Lynx. Mercury, they had 4 players in double figures, led by 25 from Taurasi. The Lynx, they only had 2 players in double figures, but one of those players was Maya Moore, who dropped a season-high 34 points. And the Lynx, they managed to grab a win, which, they're 4-0, and I don't think that's too surprising. The only reason I'm really shocked that they've been undefeated this long in the season is because 2 of their first 4 games were against the Mercury, who are 0-4, which I am completely shocked about. You show me one single person who actually expected the Mercury to start 0-4. Show me one person who actually thought that would happen, and I will give them $257 million and 36 cents. Then on Thursday, you have the Sparks. They go into Connecticut, and they have a few players in double figures. Candace, Nneka, all the same shit. They win another game. They're still undefeated, sitting at the top of the league at 5-0. And then you have the last game of the week. You have the Storm, who are playing incredibly well. They're actually playing better than their record indicates. Unfortunately, the good record is what gets you into the playoffs, not nothing else. Brianna Stewart was impressive again. Let's not even wait for the end of the season. Let's just go ahead and give her Rookie of the Year. I feel like she's already earned it. She led the Storm had 4 players in double figures. She led them in points, rebounds, blocks, steals, and was second in assists, only to Sue Bird. She played over 40 minutes in this game and only had 1 personal foul. The Storm fought back from a huge deficit to force overtime. Unfortunately for them, Avilada, she makes her debut for the Mystics this season, and she was one of 3 players in double figures. Emma Meeseman contributed a huge double-double. Washington is able to break away in overtime, get their second win of the season. And now, after all of that excitement, here are your current standings. So now we move on to the part where I tell you what will be a very exciting weekend of action. You got a lot of very interesting games this weekend, and As always, I will tell you which ones are being broadcast nationally, though sometimes they'll change the schedule day of and I don't have time to announce it. Anyways, I'll tell you which ones are currently scheduled to be broadcast nationally so everyone in the US can be watching. And for the rest of them, you can check your local listings, or you can check every single game on WNBA League Pass, and also every single time I'm saying the Eastern Standard Time, so be sure to adjust for your time zone. Friday, we start with the finals rematch that you've all been waiting for, of the Fever versus the Lynx, who between the two teams have a combined 1 loss. So this should be fun to watch. And then you've also got the Sky at the Stars, and the night caps off with the Dream at the Wings, which is definitely more exciting than I would have predicted, or a lot of other people would have, because you've got two teams that are 3-1 looking to prove that they're for real. Then on Saturday, the only game on the schedule, you've got the Sun at the Storm, Connecticut traveling to play in Seattle, and it should be one of those teams with Shanae versus Stewie, but Shanae still seems to be struggling to get back into form. She just hasn't really played up to the level that we know she's capable of. I guess she might still be struggling a little bit from that injury that she's rehabbing. Then on Sunday, you've got the Fever at the Dream at 3 o'clock on NBA TV. And so far, the Dream, they are currently 3-1. That 1 loss came at the hands of the Fever. But the Dream have played very well at home so far, so we'll see. Then you have the Sky at the Wings, and then you finish off the night with the Mystics at the Mercury, which, at this point in the season, it's probably way too early to call any of these games must-wins. But the Mercury, if nothing else, from a confidence standpoint, I feel like they really need this, because you're playing at home against a Mystics team that really, they can only beat the teams that are at the very bottom of the league. I feel like this is one that they really need to grab hold of. I turned the camera off and just completely forgot my sign off. That's it for this episode. Tune in on Monday for another all-new edition of WNBA Weekly. And until then, this has been The Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Isle, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope you enjoy all of these games. And don't follow and don't do what I do, okay? The best advice I can give you is don't be me. Don't eat the pain away. Because I'm headed down a horrible road, and I'm going to have some nightmares because I've eaten way too much sugar before bedtime.